What if I told you that hidden in the desert, buried for nearly 2,000 years, were ancient scrolls that could hold prophecies about the life of Jesus himself? Words, written long before his birth, that may have foretold his arrival, his mission, and his sacrifice. What truths lie within these ancient parchments? And why were they hidden away for so long? Imagine this: 1947, a Bedouin shepherd boy throws a stone into a cave near the Dead Sea, but instead of silence, he hears the shattering of pottery. What he finds would shake the foundations of biblical history: the Dead Sea Scrolls. Over 900 documents, preserved for centuries, containing everything from ancient Hebrew scriptures to never-before-seen texts. This was more than a discovery. It was a portal into a forgotten world. But who wrote these scrolls? The Essenes, a mysterious, secluded Jewish sect living on the fringes of civilization near Qumran. They rejected the corruption of Jerusalem's temple priests, believing they were the true keepers of God's covenant. Their lives were devoted to purity, prophecy, and preparing for the arrival of the Messiah. Sound familiar? It should. Some scholars believe their beliefs echo elements of Jesus' teachings. The scroll's content: among the fragile fragments were books from a Hebrew Bible, like Isaiah and Daniel, alongside mysterious writings never seen before. Some predicted a great battle between good and evil, a war scroll. Others described a new covenant. These were not ordinary religious texts. They felt like a warning. The Essenes believed a Messiah was coming, but not just one. They wrote about two figures: a priestly Messiah and a kingly one, a suffering servant and a warrior. One to teach righteousness, another to conquer evil. Does that sound eerily close to Jesus, who preached peace and forgiveness, yet promised he would return as a king? One mysterious figure appears again and again in the scrolls: the teacher of righteousness. A leader who faced persecution, betrayal, and suffering, but whose followers believed he carried God's truth. Was this a foreshadowing of Jesus? Or was it someone else, someone who laid the groundwork for his arrival? The scrolls even speak of a prophet who would lead the way for the Messiah. John the Baptist, perhaps? The parallels are striking, almost too striking to ignore. It's as if the scrolls knew what was coming, centuries before it happened. Hidden prophecies of Jesus' life, buried within the scrolls, are haunting echoes of prophecies. A ruler from the line of David, born to bring salvation, who would suffer for the sins of the people. Does this remind you of Isaiah's prophecy about a suffering servant, one fulfilled by Jesus? Even more curious is the scroll's depiction of a Son of Man, a heavenly figure who would judge the nations and reign forever. This matches what Jesus called himself repeatedly. Coincidence? Or prophecy fulfilled? The Essenes wrote of a new covenant, a renewal of God's promise, brought by a chosen one. Jesus himself spoke of a new covenant, sealed in his blood, to bring forgiveness and redemption. Could this be the very covenant the scrolls foretold? Connecting the dots, many scholars believe the scrolls' language and themes parallel the New Testament. Both speak of light versus darkness, the Son of Man, and a coming kingdom. Did early Christians know of these scrolls? Or were they all drawing from the same divine source? Could the first Christians, maybe even Jesus himself, have encountered these ideas? If the Essenes awaited a suffering Messiah and a new covenant, perhaps they were closer to Jesus' teachings than anyone realized. The Dead Sea Scrolls offer us more than prophecy. They offer proof that people were waiting for a Savior. They help us see Jesus not as an isolated figure, but as the fulfillment of a centuries-old hope. What else might they reveal? Unveiling the mysteries. Even today, scholars are piecing together fragments of the scrolls, uncovering new insights. Could the next discovery rewrite what we think we know about Jesus? With advancements in technology, DNA analysis, infrared imaging, new scrolls and hidden meanings are coming to light. We may only be scratching the surface. The Dead Sea Scrolls remain a time capsule of faith, prophecy, and mystery. They remind us that truth, no matter how deeply buried, always finds its way to the surface. But what if the scrolls hold even more secrets that have yet to be unlocked? Scholars believe there may still be undiscovered caves, hidden chambers, and lost scrolls waiting beneath the sands. Imagine what they could reveal. Prophecies that might shed light on Jesus' missing years, his early life, or even his resurrection. Could we one day uncover a direct mention of Jesus himself? Some experts believe it's possible, that the scrolls we found are only part of a larger, unfinished puzzle. Each fragment, each verse, brings us closer to understanding the truth of his life and mission. As the sands shift and technology advances, one thing is certain: the Dead Sea Scrolls are far from done speaking. Their voices, silent for millennia, are only beginning to be heard. And perhaps they still hold a message, one meant for us today. So I ask you this: if ancient scrolls, hidden for 2,000 years, could change everything we know about Jesus, what else might still be out there, waiting to be found? If you found this journey through ancient prophecy fascinating, there's even more to uncover. Click on the next video, The Dead Sea Scrolls, Unlocking the Secrets of Ancient Israel. Let's continue unraveling the mysteries together. And remember, sometimes, the greatest truths aren't lost. They're just waiting to be rediscovered. The Dead Sea Scrolls remind us that history is alive, and truth, no matter how deeply buried, always finds its way to the surface. These ancient texts are more than relics. They are whispers from the past, speaking to us across millennia. But this isn't where the journey ends. The scrolls still hold mysteries, some we may never fully understand. Yet, each discovery brings us closer to the truth about Jesus' life, his mission, and the people who longed for his coming. Imagine what else might be out there, waiting to be uncovered. Scrolls still hidden beneath the sands, prophecies yet to be revealed. What if the next fragment discovered holds a direct mention of Jesus himself? What if we're only scratching the surface of a truth so profound, it could reshape everything we think we know? If this journey into ancient prophecy sparked something in you, a hunger to know more, let's keep going together.